What if I told you that Florence Pugh was never supposed to be a star? That Hollywood almost shut the door on her before she even had a chance to prove herself? But instead of fading into obscurity, she did something no one saw coming. She fought back, harder than ever. And now, she's rewriting the rules of the industry. How did she go from being cast aside to becoming one of the most sought-after actresses in the world? Stick around, because this is the story Hollywood doesn't want you to know. It was never supposed to be this way. The industry wasn't designed for someone like her to just waltz in and claim her space. But Florence Pugh never played by the rules. From the moment she stepped in front of the camera, there was something different about her. A quiet, simmering power that made you stop and watch, unable to look away. But what if I told you that behind the glitz, behind the red carpets and flashing cameras, Florence's journey was anything but effortless? What if I told you she was never supposed to be here? Hollywood wasn't waiting for Florence Pugh. It wasn't handing out opportunities to young British actresses with an unshakable confidence and a voice that could silence a room. But Florence, she didn't wait for permission. She carved her own path. One that was filled with unexpected turns, whispered doubts, and moments where it seemed like it could all slip away. The first time she stood in front of a major camera, there was no assurance that she'd become a household name. In fact, the odds were against her. And yet, here we are, watching her take over the industry like she was born for it. But let's rewind for a moment. There was a time when Florence wasn't the actress everyone was talking about. Before the awards, before the standing ovations, she was just a girl with a dream. A dream so vivid and unrelenting that it refused to be ignored. She had no roadmap, no guarantee, just an unshakable belief that she belonged on that screen. And when she got her first real shot, do you know what happened? She lost it, just like that. One moment she was a rising star, the next, the industry was turning its back on her. It was brutal, a reality check that could break even the strongest of spirits. But Florence didn't break. The story could have ended there. A promising actress, cast aside. But Florence did something that most people wouldn't dare to do. She walked away. She turned her back on the industry that had rejected her and chose to bet on herself instead. And that one decision, that was the moment everything changed. When she returned, she didn't just return as another hopeful actress waiting for her turn. She came back as a force. Every role she took wasn't just a performance, it was a statement. The intensity, the rawness, the fearless vulnerability. It was as if she was daring Hollywood to ignore her again. And this time they couldn't. Then came Lady Macbeth, a film that wasn't supposed to be a breakout moment, but Florence turned it into one. Have you ever watched something so mesmerizing that you forget to breathe? That's what she did. And suddenly, the whispers began. The industry that had once overlooked her was now paying attention. Critics couldn't stop talking about her. Audiences were hooked, and directors were scrambling to work with her. But Florence, she stayed unfazed. Success wasn't something she stumbled upon, it was something she had built, piece by piece, setback by setback. And then the ultimate test, Midsommar. A film that wasn't just a psychological horror, it was a showcase of Florence's unparalleled ability to make you feel everything. Heartbreak, terror, euphoria. She didn't just play a role, she lived inside it. Have you ever seen someone cry on screen and felt it in your bones? That's what Florence does. She doesn't perform, she transforms. And the world took notice. From there, she was unstoppable. Little Women, Black Widow, Don't Worry Darling, every film, every role was a new layer, a deeper dive into what made her different. Not just talented, not just beautiful, but fearless, a chameleon who refused to be put in a box. And here's the thing, she wasn't just winning over audiences. She was winning over the very industry that once doubted her. She became the actress that directors trusted, the one who could elevate a film just by being in it. But even now, with all the fame, all the acclaim, Florence Pugh remains an enigma. There's something about her, something unpredictable. You never know what she'll do next. That's what makes her different. That's what makes her unforgettable. Because Florence isn't just acting. She's rewriting the rules. She's proving that resilience, talent, and sheer force of will can change everything. And here's the real question. What happens next? Where does Florence go from here? If history has taught us anything, it's that just when you think you know Florence Pugh, she'll surprise you.